Manny Pacquiao's name continues to echo through the boxing world, even as he approaches his late 40s. Rumors of a potential clash between him and Rolly Romero have ignited a new wave of excitement and debate among fans and analysts alike. The idea of the 47-year-old legend stepping into the ring once again to face a loud, brash, and much younger opponent has everyone talking. The contrast between Pacquiao's quiet humility and Romero's confident, sometimes arrogant attitude has turned this possible fight into one of the most talked about topics in recent boxing memory. During a recent press event, Pacquiao was asked about Romero's constant trash talk. The Filipino icon calmly responded that Romero talks too much and that if he truly believes he can win, he should sign the contract and fight. That statement alone set the tone for what could become a fiery pre-fight buildup. Pacquiao's demeanor, as always, was composed yet firm. He prefers to let his fists speak for him rather than engage in verbal battles. His words reminded fans why he is so respected. Even at nearly 50, his confidence doesn't come from bravado, but from decades of proven skill and discipline. On the other hand, Rolly Romero, never one to hold back, has repeatedly criticized Pacquiao's boxing style. In interviews, he mocked the legendary champion, calling his technique the ugliest in boxing and claiming Pacquiao doesn't really know how to fight. Such remarks immediately went viral, drawing backlash from boxing fans around the world who felt Romero had crossed a line by disrespecting one of the sport's all-time greats. Some, however, believe that Romero's comments are strategic, a deliberate attempt to attract attention and sell the fight. Whatever his intent, the fiery statements have added fuel to what was already a compelling narrative. A young champion trying to prove himself against a legend who refuses to fade away. Former world champion Shane Mosley, who once fought Pacquiao, gave his honest take on the potential matchup. Mosley didn't hesitate to say that Pacquiao would beat Romero. He explained that Manny's experience, speed, and ability to throw effective combinations would be too much for the younger fighter to handle. Mosley observed that while Romero may be physically strong, he lacks the ring IQ and movement to keep up with someone as seasoned as Pacquiao. He added that Manny's footwork and timing would likely frustrate Romero, preventing him from getting close enough to land his big shots. Other boxing figures have also weighed in. Former fighter Chris Algieri expressed excitement about the fight, calling it a great stylistic matchup. According to Algieri, Pacquiao's legend status combined with Romero's bold personality would make for an entertaining build-up and an intense bout. He highlighted how the fight represents more than just age versus youth. It's a clash of values. Pacquiao embodies discipline, respect, and perseverance, while Romero symbolizes modern confidence and rebellion. For Algieri, that contrast is exactly what keeps boxing alive, the balance between the old school and the new generation. Even though Pacquiao is 46 and nearing 47, many experts still believe he can compete at a high level. His most recent fight, a draw against Mario Barrios, surprised many who thought he would struggle after such a long layoff. While it wasn't vintage Pacquiao, he showed flashes of his old brilliance, quick combinations, relentless movement, and an ability to control the pace of the fight. Some observers thought he even deserved to win that match. Now, with a possible fight against Romero, fans are eager to see if the legend can go one step further and capture another world title. Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult pointed out that the Pacquiao-Romero rumors spread rapidly online, creating massive buzz in just days. He noted that both camps are reportedly close to finalizing the deal, with Las Vegas likely to host the fight. For him, the real intrigue lies in the emotional contrast between the two fighters. Pacquiao represents the old guard, honor, dedication, and experience, while Romero represents a younger, more outspoken generation that thrives on controversy. This tension between eras makes the potential fight more than just a sporting event. It's a symbolic passing of the torch, or perhaps a reminder that the old torchbearer still burns brightly. Pacquiao's motivation for returning to the ring has been questioned by some. Critics argue that he should retire gracefully to protect his health, but those close to him insist that his decision is not about money or fame. His discipline, faith, and sheer love for boxing continue to drive him. Even at this age, Pacquiao trains with the same intensity that defined his prime years. He has said repeatedly that he doesn't fight for financial reasons. He fights because he still feels the fire within. Trainer Abel Sanchez echoed this sentiment, saying that true fighters never lose their love for the sport. In his view, Pacquiao continues not because he needs to, but because he wants to challenge himself and inspire others. From a stylistic point of view, the matchup has its pros and cons. Analysts have pointed out that Romero is not a naturally big welterweight. In fact, many believe he's undersized for the division. He was once stopped by lightweight Isaac Cruz, and against physically larger fighters, his power often doesn't translate as effectively. In contrast, Pacquiao has spent years competing successfully against bigger men, including Antonio Margarito, Miguel Cotto, and Keith Thurman. Chris Algieri noted that this time, Pacquiao might even have a physical advantage, since Romero lacks the size and strength of someone like Barrios. Pacquiao's speed and angles could easily neutralize Romero's straight-ahead power style. Despite all the speculation, it's clear that fans are divided. Some believe Pacquiao's age will finally catch up to him, and that Romero's youth and aggression will be too much. Others think experience and composure will triumph over raw power. Even those who doubt Pacquiao admit that his legacy demands respect. This is a man who has fought and beaten future Hall of Famers across 8 weight divisions, from flyweight to super welterweight. He's the only boxer ever to achieve such a feat. For someone like that, age may slow him down, but it rarely diminishes his skill or determination. Another interesting angle is how the sanctioning bodies have contributed to this situation. Commentators criticize the WBA for email championships, a practice where fighters are elevated to champion status without actually winning a fight in the ring. Barrios, for example, was promoted to champion despite not having a single title win at welterweight. Romero, too, was labeled a 2-time champion, though some of those titles came through administrative decisions rather than decisive victories. These politics have led to confusion about who the real champions are, and Pacquiao's involvement could help bring clarity and legitimacy back to the division. The public also finds the potential storyline irresistible. Manny Pacquiao, the humble warrior who rose from poverty to global stardom, against Rolly Romero, the loud, unpredictable showman who loves to provoke. It's a battle between grace and swagger, experience and bravado. Even Pacquiao's most loyal fans admit that time is against him. But they also know his career has always defied logic. He was never supposed to become an 8-division world champion. He was never supposed to defeat giants like De La Hoya or Thurman. Yet he did. Physically, experts acknowledge that age changes everything. As one medical analyst pointed out, the human brain loses volume with age, making it harder to absorb punches. Reaction times slow, recovery takes longer, and reflexes fade. But Pacquiao has proven remarkably durable. His work ethic keeps his body conditioned, and his defensive instincts, honed through decades of elite competition, help protect him from unnecessary punishment. While no one can turn back time, Pacquiao's lifestyle and discipline have allowed him to stretch the limits of what's possible for an aging athlete. Romero, on the other hand, has been open about his goals. He said he wants a Hall of Famer on his resume, and a win over Pacquiao would certainly elevate his career. He argues that people underestimate him because he doesn't fit the conventional mold of a technical boxer. He compared himself to Prince Nassim Hamd, another unorthodox fighter who succeeded despite breaking the rules of textbook boxing. Romero insists that every fighter has their own kind of skill, and his success proves that his style works. Whether that confidence is justified will be tested if he steps into the ring with someone as calculated as Pacquiao. Many insiders believe that if this fight happens, it will be less about physical dominance and more about mental warfare. Pacquiao's ability to read opponents and adapt mid-fight remains one of his greatest assets. Romero tends to rely on aggression and momentum. If Pacquiao can disrupt that rhythm early, he could control the tempo and frustrate the younger man. Shane Mosley suggested that Pacquiao could win by unanimous decision, outboxing Romero with superior timing and movement. He believes Romero lacks the tactical patience required to beat a fighter of Pacquiao's caliber. Beyond the outcome, though, this fight carries symbolic weight. It represents the undying spirit of competition. Pacquiao's willingness to keep challenging himself at 47 reflects a rare level of passion. He isn't chasing headlines or paychecks, he's chasing purpose. For him, boxing has always been about testing the limits of what's possible, about proving that the heart of a warrior never ages. His story continues to inspire millions who see in him the idea that dedication and humility can transcend time. As fans wait for an official announcement, the excitement keeps building. The narrative has everything boxing needs: a living legend, a polarizing challenger, and a high-stakes clash that bridges generations. If the fight is finalized, it could mark another historic moment in the sport. Pacquiao could become the oldest man ever to win a recognized world title, adding yet another chapter to an already legendary career. or Romero could score the biggest win of his life, launching himself into the mainstream as the man who dethroned a legend. Regardless of the result, one thing is clear: Manny Pacquiao's legacy is already secure. No amount of wins or losses can diminish what he's done for boxing. Still, the fact that he's willing to fight again against younger champions, under real conditions, not exhibitions, proves that his warrior's heart remains unshaken. And for millions of fans across the globe, that's more inspiring than any belt or record could ever be.